Welcome to today's English listening practice story. This is a Level 3 English story called My Mother-in-Law Hates Me. Vocabulary preview. Before we begin today's story, here are a few words you will hear. Cruel, intentionally causing pain or suffering. Manipulate, to control or influence someone in an unfair way. Composure, staying calm and in control of your emotions. Dignity, behaving with self-respect. Independence, freedom to live your own life without being controlled. Now that you know the key words, let's begin our story. My name is Sophie Allen, and I am 34 years old. I always believed that marriage would bring love, laughter, and happiness. I dreamed of a warm family life with Ethan, the man I loved, the man I thought I would grow old with. But I never imagined that his mother would become the source of my deepest pain. When I first met Veronica, Ethan's mother, she smiled politely. At first, I thought she was kind, warm, welcoming. I even thought the stories I had heard about her were wrong. But I was wrong. Very wrong. It didn't take long to realize the truth. Veronica had a plan, and it did not include me. Not at all. From the very first family dinner, I felt it, the weight of her disapproval. Her eyes, sharp, cold, scanning me from head to toe, and her words, always polite, but cutting, full of subtle cruelty. At first, it was small things. She would comment on my cooking, my clothes, even the way I spoke. Her words were carefully measured, but they always stung. "Are you sure you can handle being part of this family?" she asked once, looking at Ethan as if testing him, as if testing me. "No one does things the way my daughter does. I hope you can keep up," she added, smiling sweetly, but I could feel the venom behind it. I tried to ignore it. I told myself she just needed time, that maybe she would warm up to me. But her actions became bolder. She invited friends over and quietly spoke ill of me. She painted me as selfish, lazy, unworthy. Every laugh, every whisper felt like a dagger to my heart. I kept my composure for Ethan's sake, but inside I was breaking. The first real battle came when Ethan and I began saving for our own apartment. We were so excited, so full of hope. We dreamed of independence, of a life built together, just the two of us. But Veronica had other plans. She planted seeds of doubt in Ethan's mind. "Sophie isn't serious about your future," she whispered one day. "Are you sure she's ready for this?" Slowly, I noticed a shadow of doubt in Ethan's eyes. My heart ached. I felt powerless and terrified. What if my marriage, everything we had worked for, was slipping away because of her lies? Days turned into sleepless nights. I would lie awake, tears silently falling, wondering how someone could hate me for simply existing, for loving her son. Then came the night that changed everything. Veronica's cruelty reached a shocking new level. She called Ethan while I was in the kitchen, pretending to be concerned. "Sophie has been spending the money we saved on herself," she whispered, her voice filled with false worry. My heart stopped. I could feel the walls closing in, the room shrinking, my dreams slipping away. Ethan came home that night and found me trembling, tears streaming down my face. He took my hands and looked straight into my eyes. "I see what she's doing, Sophie," he said, slowly, deliberately. "I choose you, always." For the first time in weeks, I felt the weight lift from my chest, even if just a little. From that day forward, I began to stand my ground. Every time Veronica tried to belittle me or manipulate Ethan, I responded calmly, firmly, without anger. I refused to be drawn into her games. I focused on the life Ethan and I were building together. Slowly, I felt stronger, lighter, freer. Veronica never truly changed. She continued her icy stares, her whispered criticisms, her subtle manipulations. But Ethan and I were stronger. Our bond had been tested and survived. One evening, the ultimate test came. Veronica tried to humiliate me in front of the extended family. She wanted to expose my failures, to make everyone doubt me, to make me feel small. But I was ready. I calmly told the truth, I presented the facts, and watched as her web of lies unraveled before everyone's eyes. For the first time, I saw surprise and even fear in her eyes. I realized then that standing firm, with dignity and courage, was the only way to survive her cruelty. After that, Ethan and I made a decision. We would leave the family house and finally have a place of our own. We rented a small apartment just for the two of us. It wasn't big or fancy, but it was ours. For the first time in years, I felt peace. We cooked together, laughed together, and built a life filled with love, free from fear, free from manipulation. I will never forget the pain Veronica caused me, the tears, the sleepless nights, the fear of losing Ethan. But I will never forget the lessons I learned. Strength comes from adversity. Love is stronger than fear, and no one, not even family, has the right to define your worth. Your worth is yours alone. And finally, Ethan and I were happy, truly happy, in a home we built together, filled with love, respect, and freedom. Thank you for listening to this story. If you liked it, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to Story Reading in English channel. Your support helps more stories reach people like you. With every story, our English gets better and our hearts get stronger.